So I always like to start off and ask, like, how are you and your team doing and your people doing during this crazy year that we call 2020?
A lot of people this year, man, can say that they haven't really been having like the best 2020. I feel like we made the most of it. I feel
Yeah,
like while a lot of people weren't able to work or like do studios and everything, we already had like the whole situation set up for us to thrive because we kind of just like work from the crib all day. So I think we're in a good position. Everybody right now, where none of us got corona. We just only kick it around each other, really. So it's like we're in a bubble. We got our own little NBA bubble around here.
smart, man. So talking to different producers, especially like being here in Atlanta, I'm very cool with like Zaytoven and
Yeah, legend.
TM88 and all of them.
Legend.
They were saying with this pandemic, they had more access to artists than they probably have like throughout their careers, and people getting back to them quicker. Is that something that you experienced as well?
Yeah, I think so. Just because like there's really nothing for artists to do right now other than be active on social media and make music right now because it's like they're not touring. Where are they gonna go? Like back home or whatever. It's just now the only way that like they get paid is through music. So of course they're more accessible and willing to work with more producers and just be more creative right now. Period, because that's all there is to do for them. You know what I mean? So yeah, of course, like every producer is winning right now during the Corona shit for real.
Was that kind of a catalyst to help you guys put together that incredible project as far as getting so many artists and such a diversity of artists? Did that accessibility help with the project itself?
Yeah, kind of. Just because, like, if I needed something, people were so quick to just turn around and get it. Like, Future, I got his verse within like 2 days of needing it. Sway Lee, it's my brother right there. Just anything I need from anybody, they were just so cool because they wasn't so busy like touring or doing other stuff right now. So the fact it was so accessible just helped the album for sure. Yeah,
So I actually want to talk about the project because, like what we were saying earlier, I thought it was an incredible body of work, and
thank you.
I like the diversity on it. You had like you mentioned your Futures, your Sway Lees, Kevin Gates, A Boogie with the Hoodie, but you also had a good amount of emerging artists who are like on that cusp and stuff.
Yeah.
Why was it important to have a mixture of both? Because sometimes we'll see producer made albums and they'll have like all the big artists on there and they might have like one or two emerging artists, but you guys really were intentional about having a good mix of both.
Yeah, because like I feel like you can't tell the story of internet money without having emerging or upcoming artists like involved. Like a big part of us is the fact that we kind of were the first people on Juice World or Lil Tecca, you know what I mean? Like a
Right.
bunch of these big artists now, we kind of helped develop them. So it's like that tells a major part of our story. Like you can't tell internet money without us developing new artists or showing artists that we're really like rocking with right now. You know what I mean? So we also have artists on there that was like big inspirations of our career, like Wiz Khalifa and like Kevin Gates. Like, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. So like in the South, Kevin Gates is like a legend. He's like a god. So for me, like I'm like a big Gates fan. We did this record with Gates in like 2018, but he got like locked up and all that stuff. And in that time, and just whenever it's time for me to work on this project, like his team sent it over and was like, Kevin would like you to have this record. So I was like, man, I'll take it. You know what I mean? We here, we do it. But yeah, man, just having a bunch of different people, like people that really inspired us, and as well as like people that we really like working with right now are just good people to be around. The fact that we were able to put a cohesive project together with all these different types of personalities and people, and found a way for it to be successful for us. I think that's the biggest telling thing about this album, more than any number or anything. The fact that we have, so many different styles on the project, so many different artists from different places, different time periods, and they just all gel so well together. I think it's like, that was my goal at the end of the day. I just look at the album like a playlist and not really like an album.
You definitely accomplished that because again, it just gives you so many looks, no matter what type of music you're into or who you're feeling or what part of the country or world you're from, for that matter. It had something for you on there. So I definitely salute you for that. So talk to me about like what you guys look for as far as an emerging artist. Like you said, you were one of the first to mess with a little Tekla and a Juice World and stuff like that. How do you identify that artist that's like, okay, we need to get on this person because they're gonna be that next to blow, and we want to get on the forefront of the career and help get them to that next level?
I just feel like honestly, like I don't know. I feel like we could kind of like predict the future with this. You know what I mean? Like you meet certain artists and certain you just see the talents they have, like or their songwriting ability, or just like the charisma they got. They carry themselves. It's like, man, you're such a star, and the world don't even know it yet. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that just jump off the page. You know what I mean? Like Tekka, he didn't really have the look that a lot of people would say, but he had the charisma, and then on top of that, the melodies and shit he was doing. I was just like, man, like the world needs to hear this. And even like Juice, like his writing ability, he can make you feel certain things with records that nobody's ever made you feel before. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, like once the world gets hip to this, it's over. And then certain artists, they just go. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of people like that though that we definitely like see early. Some work, some don't. But it's just we're like a fortune teller, man. We're gonna hit more and we're gonna miss for sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I want to say congratulations on Lemonade going crazy, and then you guys just dropped the remix the other week with Roddy Ricch. That was an incredible move. How did that whole song come together?
Yeah, so we made Lemonade in 2017. Me, Jazzy, and Johnny Yukon. Don got on it in 2018, and then I just my A&R sent it to me one day. He's like, "Yo, do you remember this record you did?" And I was like, "Yeah, I remember the 2017 version." He's like, "Yeah, well, Don's on it now." I'm like, "Don's on it," so I'm like, "All right." I listened to it. I'm like, "This is hard," but I didn't like the beat. It was an old beat, so I was like, "Man, let's just switch it around." Send me the acapella, and whenever we started working on that and playing the guitar to Don's voice, I knew from right then it was just gonna be something special. So then we just went and got Nav and Gun on it, and then once it got time to do a remix, it was going crazy doing everything. I reached out to Roddy's team and they're like, Roddy's in Mexico right now. Like Lemonade's like his favorite song. Like he just won't stop playing Lemonade nonstop. I'm like, damn, well then let's do it. So I met Roddy in the studio, whatever. And they ended up doing a remix. And now we're working on more remix. I'm doing a Latin remix. We're gonna do like some EDM remixes. Like, I don't know, bro. But let's run a drive. Fuck it. It's like a top 10 hook of the year for me. So everybody just needs to keep it on repeat. We gotta keep running it up.
No doubt, y'all are definitely doing that. I got to ask about the emergence of artists that are coming out of your hometown
Yeah.
right now. It seems to be on fire, and it seems to be very consistent. Like I love Lil Papa. I think he's one of my favorite up and coming. Yeah, he's dope. Seti Hendrix, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but
Like
Jack,
for sure. You know what I mean?
what do you think? What do you think it is? Because I've been there a couple of times. I've been to Dr. Doom showcases and all that
Dr.
stuff.
Doom.
Yeah, South of Doom. But there is a lot of talent in that area. What do you think it is that has really, I guess, pushed these artists to now the forefront and they're coming out more consistently?
I feel like it's just like the environment we grew up in. Like Jacksonville doesn't really care about like the creative arts and stuff like that. They don't care about shows. They don't care about that. And after you just get told no for so long, you see all these other cities like Atlanta and Miami and LA and New York like coming together and like making music. It's just like, you know what? We can do this and we could do it good too. You know what I mean? So just like I think right now you're starting to see a lot of good artists like Bubble. Spot 'em Got 'em's another one. He's fire. He's from Jacksonville. But it's I just feel like in the next decade, you're gonna see somebody really come from there. It's gonna like shake some shit up on some real Jacksonville shit and just show y'all the different influences. Cause we're in between Miami and Atlanta. So we got like everything in Jacksonville. You know what I mean? Like everything you could think of from like the Miami bass sound, just like the hard trap shit in Atlanta just infused all in one. And we're right next to Alabama and Mississippi. So we got the country influence. We just got a little bit of everything, man. So Jacksonville's like a boiling pot. You know what I mean?
And y'all got some dope features.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man.
No doubt, bro. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up on this question right here, man. What is next for internet money? What is in the forefront to end 2020 and going into 2021?
I think realistically, right now, I'm working on another project just because like I could do as many of those as I want. You know what I mean? We got like the support from artists and they're cool with us taking records and making something bigger out of them. It's like another outlet for them to release music because if their labels aren't like fucking with something or they ain't fucking with something, we could take it and just like twist it in a completely different song. You know what I mean? Doing a second album, working on a festival for 2021 if this opens, like just doing all types of different shit. You know what I mean? Like I like to surprise people and do something new every time. So who knows what you'll get from us? You know what I mean? Nobody ever knows. No one thought we could be an artist, but Lemonade's going crazy and doing his thing now. So we'll see.
Well, much success to you, man. I'm a fan of what y'all doing. I'm a fan of the movement, and
Thank,
keep on breaking these artists, and keep on stamping that next wave, because we need that, and we need
thank
producers
you, bro.
and groups like you.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you for having me, man. Great talk, everything, man. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man. All right, stay safe.
All right, bro. Thank you too, man.